Hello everyone, welcome to Creative Learner and I'm Teza. Welcome back to how to build a portfolio website using the HTML, CSS and JavaScript a little. So as you can see on my screen, last week we have done linking our YouTube videos to our website. So we have social media icons and copyright is done. But that will be our desktop version. But if you are building your website, we cannot avoid like a responsive web design. So what I mean is that if you make your website screen to smaller screen size, so what you're gonna see is it will not look good on your mobile screen. So now your logo is big and your menus are cutting, and also the image and even to our videos are not really good. So that will be responsive web design. So today we're gonna learn how to build your website to be responsive. So to get started, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build like a complete menu and heading logo and all those in my I go back to my website. So I have our logo smaller. Even at the right corner we have this hamburger button. So if we click it, so that will show our menu, and if we click it, so it will hide it back. So that will be JavaScript and all the image and everything is in one column. So that will that it's better to view in like a mobile screen. So that will be responsive. So to get started in your CSS style, what we need to do is we need to add a media. So that will be one more device screen size. So I'm gonna add media. So inside the parentheses, what we're gonna have is a max width. So that will be max dash width. So we're gonna add it like 750 pixel. So that will be our mobile screen size, and inside the selector. So now what I will do is I will remove all our top headings. So that is using for our desktop version. So I will remove the header. So because I'm saying header, because I'm wrapping my header or my menu inside the header class. So I will just say dot header. So that will be header and curly brace, and we're gonna have a display none. So display none and save it. So now you can see that my the title and header menu is gone. So but if you make it bigger, so that screen, if now the add media 750 pixel is saying that maximum width of 750, it will hide it. So display none is hiding all the things. But if you stretch it bigger, so it's gonna show it back. So that's the add media screen size, So that's the CSS properties, that's how it works. So if you're going smaller, so it's gonna hide it. But the max width above the 750, so it's gonna show it back. So that's the idea, and we're gonna build it that way. So now the next step will be getting back our logo and menu. So but to get it back, what we need to do is we need to add our menu and logos and all the buttons. So even the hamburger button, we're gonna build it in HTML. So go back to your HTML. So I'm gonna add one more class. So under after the header div, so that will be this one. So you just enter it, and what we're gonna have is we're gonna add the one more class. So that will be our mobile dash header. So I'm gonna add the press tab key. So underneath, so we need our logo div. So that will be this one. We're gonna just copy it because it's the same. So just that building a new version for our mobile version, mobile thing. So I'm gonna paste my logo, but careful with the extra div. So let's remove it, and now you can see that in my mobile screen. So once I paste and save the file, you can see that my logo is appearing. So and then after that we're gonna have a menu. It's the same thing. I'm gonna just copy from here. So just from the top to menu. So simply just copy. I'm gonna paste it in between the mobile header. So to make it visually better, I'm gonna enter it. The next step, just enter and just paste your menu. So and also careful that div. I don't know why it's just a pasting extra div. So I'm gonna have it saved. Once you save it, now you can see that my menu is showing. So and then what we need to do is we're gonna make it flex, and we're gonna make it one row. And at the right corner, we're gonna have a hamburger button. So for hamburger button, so I'm gonna add one more div here. So to do that, just like any name you can give it. So I'm gonna give it hamburger dash button. So that will be hamburger button, and just press tab key. So inside it, we're gonna have 3 lines. So hamburger button has a top and bottom bread, and in between there's a meat. So that kind of the hamburger symbol. So to do that, I'm gonna give it just like a short name. Dot hamburger button hb dash line dash 1, and press tab key. That will be the top line, and just copy it, and at the bottom we're gonna paste the same thing, and I will just name it line 2, and at the bottom we're gonna paste it. That will be line 3. So just save. So right now you're not seeing any line because I'm not giving any value in our styling, because later we're gonna style it. So first, now you have built it. So we have our logo, menu, and hamburger button. So next step, what we're gonna do is let's style our logo and our menu as a first. So to do that, so go back to your CSS. So what I'm gonna do is I will just simply add, start with the logo, so that will be dot, mobile, so dash header. So and then I have a image, so that will be logo. So what I'm going to do is make it smaller logo. To do that, so width will be, what if I think it will be 50 pixel, and height will be auto, because I want to make it resizing proportionally. So to do that, so you have to keep it height auto. So once you save it, that is bigger, so 50 pixel is bigger, so that will be, what if 30 pixel. So yeah, so now we have a smaller logo. And also what we need is we need to keep it our header. So that will be our headers, the whole header. So I'm gonna keep dot mobile dash header. So that will be like a margin top, So margin top will be, now it's touching, so I will keep it what if 20 pixel, as we're using 30 pixel. So now you can see that. So at the top we're not touching. So that will be our logo and sizing. And next step is our menu. Now for menu, what we need to do is we need to make it flex to our header, because our mobile header is wrapping all our a line, menu, and everything. So even in our menu now is we are using the same menu class name. So to make it separate, I will just make it a mobile menu, so that it will a specific for our mobile version. So to do that, in our menu, I will just edit mobile dash menu. So that will be renaming and giving a new name for our menu, and I'm gonna save it. And just now we're doing our menu a flex. So to do that, in our header, so what we're gonna add is we're gonna add mobile header will be display flex. So just type it flex. So once you save it, now you can see that logo and menu is going a one row left and right. But we need to a menu is not that way. We need it one column, so that you see it back to my website. So now you can see that in my website the menu is one column. So to do that, what we're gonna do is inside our add media. So you cannot write your properties outside of the add media screen size, so that will not be making your CSS style for your version. So if you want to keep your a style in our mobile version, we need to write inside this add media selector. So at the bottom, so what we're gonna have is like I said, we're gonna add UL. So that will be our mobile menu UL. So that one. So to get it back, so I just simply dot mobile dash menu, and so that will be UL. So I'm gonna just give a display flex. So that will be the same flex. And what I need is I will need just even flex direction. So that will be flex direction. I'm gonna give it column. So once you save it, now you can see that we are keeping the same flex display, and now we get a column version. So to push it to the center, so what we need to do is that we're gonna use the header display direction. That will be just define content. So just define inside the mobile header. So just define content. We have this space between so that it will space it out. So save the file. Now you can see that it's going at the center. And also we have, remember that we have this right corner div, like the hamburger button. So we're gonna write it later. So now, to get it centered to our menu, so to do that, go back to your mobile menu UL, just simply add a text align. So like I said, for all font text, so to make it center, is just simply use the text align. So that will center to all our text, So now we get it done. So even if you want it more spacing out, so even what we can do is we can put a line height. So what if we put it line height to 3? So let's take it. So now you can see that a little bit a spacing out. And also even what if the font size. So the font size will be, now I think maybe we can put it a 24 pixel. So let's take a look. Yeah, now it's a bigger font size, a better menu. But when we, mouse over it, but definitely for mobile version, we cannot hover our hand on the mobile, So on the phone, there's no hover. But what we can do is, let's keep it hover effect. So what we can do is we can just simply say all a tag. When we hover, we want to see blue. So to make it a very common for all a tags, so you go back to your at the top of your CSS. So underneath the a tag selector, so what we're gonna add is we're gonna add the a tag column hover. So that will apply to all a tags. Wherever a tag, it will apply to this. The property. So to do that, a column hover, and we're gonna change this to blue. Sorry, that will be color will be blue. So once you type it, now you save it. If you hover it, now you can see that our menu is changing to blue color. So now we have done our logo sizing. We have done our menu for our mobile version. So next step is our hamburger. So, but before that, what we need to do is now my screen is keeping in our smaller screen, but if I stretch it out, so what you're gonna see is now I'm gonna stretch it. Now you can see that we are actually duplicating our mobile logo and menus. That is, not what we want. When we keep it smaller screen, we want a menu. That is correct. But in bigger screen for desktop view, so we want to remove my mobile menu and mobile logo. So to do that, so what we're gonna do is outside of the add media 750 pixel selector. So after the copyright, what we're gonna add is for bigger screen. So that will be hiding all our menu header. Sorry, that will be mobile header. So to do that, mobile, it has to be outside of the 750 media selector. So mobile dash header. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add we want to hide it, remove it. So to do that, so display none. So you just type it display none. Once you save the file, now you can stretch it. So now let's take a look. So we stretch it. Now we are not seeing the our mobile logo. Now it's not duplicating. Now we are seeing only one menu, one logo for our bigger screen, for our desktop view. Even we squeeze it, so now you can see that the smaller screen. Okay, next step is building our right corner hamburger button. So in HTML we have done our a hamburger button. We have built our class. Just simply we're gonna write the give the value to it. So to do that inside our mobile screen media. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add just simply a dot. We have this class, so you can just simply copy it. So 1 2 3, we're gonna have it. You just a dot at front. We're gonna have a period. So that will be comma, and we're gonna have line 1, to make it fast. So I'm just gonna copy it, just copy and paste it. That will be line 2. So that will be line 2, and to make it sure to remove the space. So and next one will be line 3. So that will be line 3, and we're gonna have this 1 2 3 in CSS. If you want it, you can write it like a separately individual line 1 and selector and like inside the curly brace. But even like if you want to combine, so as you can see on my screen, like we can combine it that way. So we're gonna have a curly brace, and inside that what we're gonna have is we will just give the width and height and value. So to do that, so width will be, like so hamburger button, it will not be really big, so what if 50 pixel. So after that we're gonna have a height, so height will be, I think height will be, what if 5 pixel, so that a little bit thick like a line. And also the background color, so just say background or background color is the same. So I'm gonna have because we are keeping our website like a blue theme, so that will be blue. And also we're gonna have a margin top. So margin top is we have a 3 line. We want to keep it in between the lines, so there will be a little bit gap. So to do that, margin top, I'm gonna have what are we gonna say, like 10 pixel. So let's take a look. And so even after that, what we're gonna have is and also so justify items. So that will be like we can edit, even we can edit later. So that one we can just keep it like in between, that's making sure our line. So once you save the file, now you can see that my hamburger menu is at the right corner. It is showing, because now I'm not like styling my web like a container, it is like overshooting, cutting, like attaching to our right corner. So to get it inward a little bit, what we can do is we can just say like using the margin left, right, so that kind of the ideas, but that will be later. So to do that, what we're gonna do is we can just say, what if we push it a little bit inward? So it will be, now it's because of our bottom, this like a social media icon, now the horizontal scroll bar is showing. So once we make it one column grid, so it's gonna hide it, so that will be later. So I will push my hamburger button a little bit inside so that we have a better viewing for our hamburger button. So to do that, so inside the hamburger line, what we can do is margin right. So that will be margin right. I'm gonna push it, what if minus 50 pixel? So yeah, sorry, that will not be minus 50. So that will be, what if my 50, yeah. So the positive value, I think I will keep as 30 pixel, so that we have this hamburger button and our menu. So now it's looking good for our mobile version. Even if we like stretch it like to the like a bigger screen, it is not showing. So that's what we want. So next step is when we click on hamburger button, so we want to change the 3 lines to like crossing button, so go back to my website and you can see if I click it, so it will like a X icon, so that way of the effects. So to do that, what we're gonna do is that will be JavaScript, and I will add one more class, so that will be active. So right now, you're not seeing where is the active is coming from. Just keep it that way. So I will just add active because I'm gonna call this active class using the JavaScript. So right now you just put it that way. So I will just put it active, and inside the active, it's the same. We can write CSS properties using our class, just one property inside our CSS file. But the next version is inside the CSS property, we can nest it one after another, So now we have an active class. I'm gonna nest it. It's the same like add media. So we are nesting our CSS style inside our add media selector. It's gonna be the same. So I will write active JavaScript, and I'm gonna call this like a crossing X effects using this styling, So to do that, you just type it that way. So dot active, we will have a parent selector. And also at the bottom, what we're gonna have is that we're gonna have line 1, 2, 3. I will just put it, we're gonna remove the middle line, and we're gonna have this top and bottom line cross. So to do that, I will just put it like a hamburger. So that will be our hamburger line 1. And we're gonna hide it that one. So to do that, the hamburger line 1 is the same. We're gonna put it, hamburger line 1. So what we can do is to make it cross. So we have this transform, and we're going to have a translate. So that is what we are going to transform, and then after that we have this translate. So it's saying like we are pushing, rotating. So to do that, you just type it that way, translate, and 0, that will be X value. We are not moving anything. And the next step, what we're going to have is that we're going to have a 15 pixel, because I have a line 1, 2, 3 that I give, even you go back to my line 1, 2, 3 here. So I give height to 5 pixel, and also the margin top and all the gap is a 10 pixel. So when I make it cross and rotate it, so what I need to do is I need to keep that value so that it will make it center. So you just type that way, 15 pixel for Y value. So after that, we're going to rotate it. So to rotate, I'm just in CSS, you can just simply type rotate inside the parentheses. So what we have is we're going to rotate it 45 degrees. So to do that, you just type 45 degree, and to test it out, you can save and we can review it. So it is not rotating right now. So because we haven't clicked on our active, if we add the active class, so to see it for visual, so what we can do is that we can just copy the active button. So what we're going to do is that we're going to edit the active inside our hamburger button. So after the hamburger button, you just paste your active. Now you're going to see that line 1 is rotating now. So that's the way. But so when the website is loaded, we don't want to see that way of rotating, So like I said, we're going to call using the JavaScript that rotating. So I'm going to remove it right now. Even for visual, what if we just keep it so that we can see? Now it's rotating. And also next step is that we're going to remove the middle line. So for removing the middle line, what we need to do is .hp. So it's the same. So that will be line 2. So it's nesting our CSS inside the one CSS after another. So line 2 will be, we can say display now, but for it, so what we're going to do is that we can just say opacity. So we are just simply hiding, opacity, we have 100% and 50%, but in CSS, so what we can say is 0. So that will there's no visual opacity. That's the same as if you, Photoshop has this opacity. So if you put a 0, so there will be no value to it. So it's the same concept. So we are saying 0, and then there's no middle line we are seeing. Okay, now next step is our line 3. So to do that, so you just add one more selector, a class. So that will be HB. So we have this line 3, and inside the selector, so we're gonna have same value. So you just simply copy it. So you just paste it here. So I can just simply save the file. Now you can see that it's rotating in the same direction, but we want to make it crossing. So to do that, for cross, it's a different rotation. So that will be negative value. So I just add negative, and so in a 15 pixel, you just save the file. Now you can see you can just push it negative pixel for Y value. So that will be minus 15 pixel. So just like that, you just save it. Now you can see that our X, so now you see that, we have this, the concept is that we have a 3 line. We are rotating the top and rotating the bottom, and we are we can remove it, but we will keep it with opacity 0 for our middle line. So that's the way of building our X icon. When we click our 3 line, we want to see this X button in our so the click event, So that's a concept we built. Okay, now we have built our X icon. If we click on our 3 button, hamburger button, so it will change to X. And also the next one is we need to add one more class for our menu, so that when we click on hamburger button, and we will hide our menu and we will show our menu. So to do that, what we need to do is that we're gonna add one more class in our menu. So what we're gonna add is we will have this, whatever you can say, open, sliding, whatever, But to me, I will just simply say open. So that's simply like opening our menu. So that is adding one open class in our HTML. That will be mobile menu. So we're gonna get this open class from our JavaScript. So now you just edit that way, and we have a class active for our X button. So the next step, what we're gonna do is go back to your JavaScript. So this time is for JavaScript, guys. We're learning. I say a little bit JavaScript, but even you can completely function your website. So this video, I think hopefully it's good, and if you learn something, please make sure give us a thumbs up, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call. It's the same concept. We're gonna load our document so that we make sure that all the HTML is loaded. So I'm gonna just copy from the first line. It's the same rule. So document.add event listener, and we're gonna have it DOM content loaded. So once we have loaded, we're gonna have a curly brace. So we should have a true, and we should have a one closing parenthesis, and semicolon. So that will be the way, and inside the curly brace. So now we're gonna assign and build our values. That will be our variables. So to get started, what we need is we need to assign our 3-line hamburger button. So, but even we learn from our FAQ JavaScript. So we need to build our hamburger button, and selecting from this HTML hamburger button. So we're gonna select this class, and we're gonna assign it a variable. So to do that, so we're gonna build one variable in JavaScript. So that will be, I will just simply start with the mobile menu. So I will keep the same name, so mobile and menu. So in JavaScript, we have to type it, start with the small letter, and after that we will have a cap. So that will be camel case and mobile menu. So what we need to do is we need to assign adding value to our mobile variable. So to do that, we're gonna select our document. So document dot query selector is the same concept. So we're gonna use a query selector, and what we're gonna select is we're gonna select our this HTML class. So that will be menu. So that will be mobile menu class. So just simply, even you need period, so mobile dash menu. So that will be selecting our mobile class, that getting our mobile menu. So we are getting the value and assigning inside our variable mobile menu in JavaScript. So right now it is dim, like I said. So it it's not we are not outputting, or we are not giving the full sentence for this variable. So it will dim it default. So it's okay. So but the next step, what we're gonna do is we're gonna build one more variable. So to for our button. So that will be cons, and I will just simply give mobile. This time will be hamburger button. So to do that, HTML hamburger dash button. So hamburger, sorry, this is not dash, guys. So hamburger button, and we're gonna assign our 3 lines. So that will be, we are selecting document. So it's the same thing. We're gonna call document dot query selector, and inside the parentheses, so start with single quote, and we're gonna have a one class period. So that will be our HTML class. So hamburger button. So that will be so hamburger, so dash button. So that will be our second variable for button. And once you have built it, so I can a console log, but this time to make it a tutorial short, I will not keep outputting, so I will continue. So when we have these two values, so we want it a menu, we want it a button. Now we have the next step will be click event. So what we want to click is we want to click on our a hamburger button. So to do that, so we just simply, it's the same in FAQ, add event listener click thing. So we're gonna have this hamburger. So we're gonna a hamburger, so button. So that will be a dot add event listener. So what we want to listen is a click event. So inside a single quote, so you just type click and comma, and so we're gonna have this event. So that will be, we want to call the event, and we're gonna have it's the same. I mean, like, so we have this equal and greater than that function, and inside the curly brace. So we're gonna type it. I mean, like, don't forget to add the semicolon for all lines. So, and then what we want to do is we're gonna, like, once you click on the button, so what we need to output is that we need to output like a X icon, because I mean, like, we are like outputting this like active class, and we want to see this menu. So to output menu and the X icon, so to do that, we can just simply use the toggle. So that will be like a hamburger button dot add event. I mean, like, this one, sorry, that will be class list. So we are looking for the class. So what kind of class? I mean, like, so in CSS, what we have is that we have this button for active class, you know. So to do that in button, we're gonna change it to, I mean, like, so that will be dot toggle. So toggle, what we want to toggle, so we want to toggle active class. So just simply inside a single code, so active. So now you can see the active, and so you just say it that way, and you save. And so after that, the next step will be we want to toggle. So what we want to toggle is the next one is we want to toggle our menu. I mean, that will be show and hide. So to do that, you just mobile menu. So that will be calling our menu variable, and we want to add class list. So we will look for mobile menu class. So what will it be? So that will be our, I mean, like, that will be open menu. So that's class list dot toggle. So that will be toggle inside the parentheses, single code, and we're gonna call the open. So our JavaScript is done. So as you can see that we have built our variable, and we assigning all the necessary class and getting the value to our variable. So the next step, what we need to do is, I mean, like, we need to hide it before we click, you know, because when we load the website, we don't want to see the X and all the menu. So to hide it, so go back to your HTML. So what we need to do is that we are adding active here, because I want to show you how to build X icon. So I will just simply remove the active class, so from my hamburger button. So you save the file. Now it will go back to my 3-line. And also next step is a menu. I mean, we don't want to see our menu at first place, you know. So to hide it, what we can do is I will not remove here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add open class in our CSS. So that will be same concept. We're gonna toggle display none and display block. So to do that, you just add open class and display. So that will be none. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide it for our menu first. When we click our button, we want to toggle it this display none to display block. So using the JavaScript, so you just add dot open class and display none, and you save it. Once you save it, now you can see that my like mobile version. So now we have a logo, we have a hamburger button. So it's already set up. I mean, it's already done. So just simply save your file. Make sure that you have this. Typing error or whatever, you know. So you just make sure your spelling is correct. Save. Now you go back to your website and you click on hamburger button. So what we're going to do is that now it is showing and hiding our menu. So that's what we want. I mean, guys, so so that's it's a long tutorial, but I guess it's worth it, because we have learned desktop version. If we stretch it to our desktop version, we have our website is looking good. If we make it smaller screen for our mobile, so we have a logo, we have a hamburger button. When we click on the hamburger button, now our menu is showing. So I think it's a long, so I'm gonna stop the tutorial right now. So if you like the tutorial, if you learned something, please give us a thumbs up. And make sure our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on social medias. Please share it with your friends, and I will see you in next tutorial.